Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica, and this video is not exactly what I had planned on putting out today. However, I have had 2 sick children with the stomach bug over the last couple of weeks. I myself have been sick, and my schedule is absolutely crazy with 5 kids in school. And I've had 4 parent-teacher conferences already, and 1 more is tomorrow, and I've been busy. and a field trip for 2 kindergartners that I help chaperone. So, this video's being something different isn't the only thing that has had to be changed in our lives. My husband and I had a really fun plan for Halloween this year. We were going to do an Aragorn and Arwen costume, and we started them, and then we were really excited, and I was really excited to put them here, and we don't have time. We just don't. We want to do them right, and yeah, time is valuable around here. So we're going to push that one off till next October, and we had a brilliant brainstorm of something we could do this October that will save us a lot of time, be a lot of fun, and be something special for us. And what that is we're going to throw it all the way back to when we were dating, and so we're talking 17 years ago at this point. I think it was either 16 or 17 years ago, because we can't remember whether it was our first or second year dating. It might have been our second year dating. Anyway, which would have been 16 years ago. So he was the Phantom from Phantom of the Opera, and I was Guinevere. Now, I didn't make either of our costumes. What I did make then at that point was the cape that he used for the Phantom, and we don't have that anymore. I think I chopped it up years ago for something else. So I went digging. I don't have really good options, but this is what I've got, so this is what I'm going to use. It's about the only black fabric that I can find. I honestly don't have a clue where I got it, but as you can see, I really have plenty. It does have a drape. It's kind of heavy. It is not what I would normally use. I have no clue what it is. Sorry, made a mess. It's not what I would normally use for a cape, but it will work. And again, I don't have any more time. We're out of time. And Halloween's in like 2 weeks, and I still have to finish my daughter's costume. I have to edit my oldest son's costume. Thankfully, the 3 little boys are good, but yeah. We have stuff to do. And as far as the Worth gown, I really wanted that to be the next video that went up. However, again, with the not feeling well, that is a massive dress, and while I am super excited to show it off, I have not felt in any capacity to put on a corset and put on a whole evening gown with a hoop skirt and do the setup that I would have to do for that. Neither have I been able to even touch the editing for that footage. So I will get there. It will not be this video. However, I hope the cape is fun, and I'm going to insert some pictures of our Halloween so long ago. And the crazy thing is, I still have my dress that I bought, I believe, from Party City, but it was a lot better made back then. Anyway, I haven't been able to bring myself to cut it up, which is why I still had it. So it still fits a little differently than it fit 16 years ago and prior to 4 pregnancies and 5 kids. But we're going to go with it, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and let's jump into the cape. Okay, I have the back yoke, which I have labeled, the front yoke, the 4 cape pieces, the collar, and the neck binding. So the next thing to do is sew the yoke pieces to the cape pieces. My brain is blanking. And get that started. I am also, this pattern doesn't use a collar, so I pulled this collar off of another pattern, and I'm going to use that because in Gerald Butler's version of Phantom, there's a collar. So I am going to put a ironable interfacing on one side of this. Just for reference, I'm using Simplicity 1582 for the main cape. I do not have time to come up with my own cape pattern, so this is what we're using, and we're going to go with it. So on to the sewing. Okay, I showed some of it. I sewed them with French seams. This fabric is ridiculous to iron. It flows, like it's really flowy. I just don't know what it is, but it doesn't iron well. Again, I mean, other than this isn't the fabric that I would have picked for the project, I'm kind of glad to be using it up or using a lot of it because it's been sitting there and I've almost gotten rid of it a couple of times, but I don't have very many black options, hence why I kept it. And so yeah, I'm glad now because now I have the fabric to make cape. But it was really difficult to get the seams pressed to then turn it back over, so I just did the best I could. It is not the prettiest French seam around, but it will do. And you can't tell because it's all black on black. So I did, because it's having a hard time laying down even with being pressed, I did top stitch it down. Again, we're not going for anything other than a done cape for the Phantom of the Opera costume. So the next thing to do is I need to sew the backs together and then the fronts to the sides on each side. I'm going to do all of that with French seams. I don't think I'm going to show any more of that, again, because I don't have much time to edit, and it's just a whole bunch of long French seams that are, again, will be sewn with wrong sides together, trimmed, and then turned over, and then sewn again. I don't have black thread in my serger, which probably would be easier, but I don't feel like threading up my serger on top of the fact that it's buried behind a whole lot of things right now because I'm in the middle of another project. So again, we are working with what we're working with. So that is what I'm going to do. I'll check back in once all of those long seams are done, because then we'll begin the collar and the neck binding and finishing it all up. Hopefully I can get it done today. I need to get it done today. I did forget to mention earlier that I still have my previous costume, but my husband also still has a suit with a three-piece suit that he can wear. I believe it's our wedding tux, but you know, it'll work. And then I think he can still fit in it. But anyway, that's another thing. We have to check that out, but that's what I think we're doing. And then he still has his mask for the Phantom. So we have the parts. He just needed a new cape. Okay, kids got home since the last time I recorded from school, so it's not as quiet as it was. It is what it is. I have decided to not do the neck binding. I did cut it out, but now that I'm getting the collar on there, I don't believe it's needed. So the collar doesn't go to the edge completely of the cape. So what I'm going to do is the back of the collar is going to cover the raw edge across where the collar is. And for this little part that isn't covered, I'm just going to do a turn and turn and stitch it down, and then we'll begin the process of doing the turn and turn all the way down the front on both sides, and then the same thing for the hem. So it's just a lot of stitching left. And again, kids have all gotten home and it is wild and crazy in my house. So if I record any of it, there will probably be music. Although I don't know if I'm going to record it. I might just show it as I go. So anyway, that's where we are. I'm going to go stitch the collar on, and then I will show how I fold over the top edge. Collar is done. I don't know if it will be visible, but I stitched it down so the raw edges are up in the collar, and then I did a top stitch around the edge, and then as I said, I did the turn and turn here with the rest of it. There really isn't going to be as much as it looks left over after the collar, because I still have to do the turn and turn here. So it'll be about 2 inches, maybe 2.5, left on either side for me to make a closure for my husband. So this will be folded down when it goes around, and I think it'll look really good. So the next thing is the sides. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna say this, it's gonna be a while because this fabric is murder. I don't like it. I don't like sewing with it. I don't like it at all. I think it was one of the earlier thrift store buys that I got, and it just is not really working well. Even my scissors don't like it. So all the fuzzies that I've got, I've cleaned it like 3 or 4 times. Anyway, the arm doesn't like it. The scissors don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, it's making a pretty cape, I will say that. So anyway, on to these edges. This is going to take me a while. Yeah, because it's a long cape. So I will show that when it's done. And I'm back again. And it took me approximately 4 Bluey episodes, if you know, you know, to do all of the hemming. So like I said, I just did, I don't know if it's going to focus, a turn and turn. I mean, the beauty of this fabric is with, I mean, black, it just, you know, works. So I have a cape. I'm going to show it off better. Right now, the last thing I'm going to do right now before I go do some swishing, my husband isn't even home for him to try it on to see, but I already know that this pattern fits him because I made him another cape for the costume that we are putting off till next year, because I started the Aragorn costume and did the cape first because I was going to work outside in, because if I didn't finish it in time, I was thinking, well, at least the cape can cover it and work outside in. However, that still, like I said, wasn't going to happen. So I used the same pattern, just a lot shorter for that. So I'm going to go do my best to press this. There's some wrinkles. I want to try my best to press out some of these seams. And what is all that? Once all of that is done, I'm going to figure out what closure I want there in the front, and then go do some swooshing. I cannot talk. Swooshing in it. And that will be the end of this crazy, hectic video. If you have stuck around for this video in not my typical fashion, this was a lot more hectic and crazy, but that is what my life feels like right now. I appreciate it. I would appreciate comments. I love it when people interact with me in the comments. And anyway, I probably will not do any type of like major video reveal for us in our old costumes. This is the only new portion to his Phantom costume. What I will probably do is on Halloween, I will post some pictures on the community tab of us in our costumes and leave it at that, because I really do want to get back into the other videos. But I figured this would be a quick, fun one that, as crazy and hectic as it is, I could get done and get up for my usual scheduling. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.